Hello friends, welcome to GeniusTech channel. Today I am going to start the new .NET Core interview question series. These questions are asked in many interviews. So let's start our video. First question, what is .NET Core? .NET Core is an open source framework for building modern high performance applications such as web, Windows, mobile and cloud-based applications. .NET Core is a free, developed and maintained by Microsoft, and .NET Core is different from old .NET framework, and latest version of .NET Core is .NET 8.0. Next question, what are the advantages of .NET Core? First is open source. It means it can be used free of cost. Second, cross-platform support. All .NET Core .NET application can run on only Windows, but .NET Core can be run on Windows, Linux and Mac OS. ASP.NET Core can handle more requests than the ASP.NET, provide a better testability, and it can deploy in IaaS and cloud server. Next question, what are the features in .NET Core? Built-in support for dependency injection, built-in support for logging framework and it can be extensible. Introduce a new fast and cross-platform web server is Kestrel, so a web application can run without IaaS. Command line support to creating, building and running of the application. It has good support for asynchronous programming and there is no web config file. We can store a custom configuration into an app setting JSON file. Next question, what is the startup class in .NET Core? The startup class is an entry point of the ASP.NET Core application. This class contains the application service configuration and creating a request response pipeline. .NET 6 onward, this startup file remove whatever action handled in startup class that move into program file. Next question, what is the role of configure method in startup class? It defines how the application will respond to each HTTP request and response. We can configure the request pipeline by configuring the middleware. It accepts the application builder as a parameter and also it has two optional parameters, iHosting environment and iLogger factory. Using this method, we can configure built-in middleware such as routing, static file authentication session, as well as custom and third-party middleware. Next question, what is the use of configure services method of the startup class? This is an optional method of startup class. It can be used to configure the services that are used by the application. This method calls first when the application is requested for the first time. Using this method, we can add the service to the DI container. So, services are available as a dependency in the controller constructor. Next question, what is middleware? Middleware is a piece of software that is injected into the application pipeline to handle requests and responses. They are just like a chain to each other and form as a pipeline. The incoming requests are passed through the pipeline where all middleware is configured, and middleware can perform some action on the request before passing it to the next middleware. Same as for the responses. They are also passing through the middleware but is reverse order. The example of middleware is static files, logging, session, authentication and authorization middleware. Next question, what is routing in ASP.NET Core? Routing is a functionality that maps the incoming request to the route handler. The route can have values that are used to process the request. These values extract from the URL. Using the route, routing can find the route handler based on the URL. All the routes are registered when the application is started. There are two types of routing supported in ASP.NET Core. First one is conventional routing and another one is attribute routing. Conventional routing root can have defined in startup class, and in attribute routing root can have defined in controller level as well as action method level. Next question. What is the automapper? Automapper is a simple library that helps us to transfer one object type to another object. It conventional based object to object mapper that require very little configuration. We can use automapper in our application, so importing automapper library package from the NuGet package manager. Next question. What is CORS and how to enable in .NET Core? CORS stand for Cross-Origin Resource Sharing. It is a browser security feature that restricts cross-origin HTTP requests. If your REST API resources receive non-simple cross-origin HTTP request, you need to enable CORS support. First, we can configure CORS in configure service method and add allow any origin method. Thank you for watching. Please like, share my video and subscribe my channel.